Hi, my name is ShaneidaMonique and welcome to my channel. But before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I hit a milestone and I reached over 400 subscribers and I'm so grateful, and I want to say thank you to everyone who has been supporting this channel. I really do appreciate it. All right, so getting into the video, I got 3 gems that I have come across and I want to share with you so that hopefully this can be helpful to you on your journey in the future. I'm going to apply these gems to my own life moving forward, and yeah, I just want to share it with you guys. All right, so the first one, actually, let me just say this. Each gem I got came across from a book. One of the gems that I came across was an excerpt from Warrior Goddess Training, this book. And what it said was, a lot of times, and I'm going to paraphrase here, but a lot of times as women, we seek outside validation to validate us. And the only way that we feel love and whole is by seeking love externally. And, and that kind of hit home for me because I feel like, I'm not the only person that, we look at society today and, and we have such a narrative that, like, if you're not married, what's wrong with you? If you don't have children, what's wrong with you? Especially as women, like, it was only like you could only be validated as a woman based upon how many freaking guys want to get with you, based upon, who's spending money on you, or who's chasing you, or, if you're married, if you're in a healthy and successful marriage and things of that nature, or even taking it further, it's to say that using careers and degrees as gaining love for yourself, which is, technically speaking, they're all outside, outside validation, or I guess external. Whereas, do you wake up and do you look in the mirror and do you say to yourself that you are whole, that you are complete, that you are loved, regardless of what anybody else says around you, regardless of what the outer appearance may seem? And I think that that's important, that from the very beginning, we just learn to speak nicely to ourselves. We need to, like, kind of reprogram our brains to understand that, technically speaking, we're born whole. We're born whole. Anything that we gain from this earth, from being here, from our journey, is to just add to us. We already come to the table whole. Our plate is already made. Just because I want to sprinkle a little extra sides doesn't mean that I don't come with a full plate to begin with, okay? And I don't know if anybody else experienced this, whereas you see other people doing things and being successful, and you think that you're less than, and really and truly, like, no, you're already whole. Everyone is, technically. Everyone is whole. And it's just that we sometimes, that feeling that we have within ourselves, that we're trying to grab external things in order to kind of fill that void, is just all internal. All internal. Once we start loving ourselves, once we start to heal, you'll seek outside validation less and less and less. I mean, and ultimately, I think that that's the goal all around. It's easy to love somebody that loves themselves, and not in like a conceited or narcissistic way, but somebody that really truly cares for themselves and cares how they feel, whatever, because you treat people different. When you love yourself, it's easy for you to love other people as well. Okay, so that's going to be the jewel number 1. Okay, jewel number 2, and this is in no particular order, but jewel number 2 I got from Will Smith's book. I'm not sure what he titled it, but I guess you can Google it, whatever. But Will Smith's book, he talks about a story of him being with his father and having to build a brick wall. And a part of building the brick wall, he was complaining and saying, "Oh, this is going to take forever. Why do I have to do this?" And the father pulled him aside and said, stop focusing on building the wall and just focus on laying one brick at a time. Lay one brick perfectly and then focus on laying the next brick perfectly, and then the next brick and the next brick. And I feel like that is such a big jewel, because for me, you know, even me personally, I can get overwhelmed by looking at a bigger picture, by getting discouraged at, you know, these very, very large goals that I have, and just thinking, oh, it's going to take forever to reach this goal. It's going to take friggin' forever to do this, and being discouraged along the path. Whereas really and truly, it's just about laying brick after brick after brick, and not really being concerned with the whole, you know, the whole marathon in itself, but just taking one step at a time, one brick by brick, and making the journey and the process easier. You know, because if we do something, we're looking at the end result and we're just looking at this massive thing that we have to do, it's easy to get discouraged. And I'm going to say that moving forward, especially, you know, in 2022, I'm definitely going to apply that to my life. Whereas instead of being discouraged and really feeling defeated by larger tasks and things that I have to do, just step by step, brick by brick. All right. And yeah, and so hopefully this will be helpful to you too. You know, especially with me, like dealing with like procrastination. Like I think that, you know, I'm like a serial procrastinator, and I tied in my procrastination to stress, and, you know, and feeling stressed out, and, you know, and eventually not wanting to even do a task. And, you know, and yeah, so I'm attacking things little by little. And I think that the whole purpose of this life journey, a part of this life journey is to have self-mastery. And yeah, and that's just something that I'm working on for myself. All right, and so the third jewel is going to be from a book titled Self-Discipline. And it states that if you lack self-discipline, start limiting the amount of time that you spend with people who are not disciplined. And this was such a gem for me, because I realized that a lot of times when you are you know, hanging out with people that lack self-discipline, like it becomes difficult for you to stay on course with your goals, or even something that you're trying to do. Whereas where you're around people who are disciplined, it's easier to do those things. Like, it's so funny because, like, you know, it's simple things too in life that just connects you to people and just makes the journey a little bit easier. And one funny thing is that I noticed that even for myself, like if I'm with a group of my friends and they're highly disciplined and we have the same goals and we just kind of encourage each other, be each other's accountability partner. And as long as that person is disciplined, it kind of enables me to be disciplined and just match their discipline. Whereas, I'm saying discipline a lot, right? Ugh, geez. Whereas if you have somebody that lacks discipline or self-control, it's easy to fall into temptation and just kind of like let things fall by the wayside. So I totally agree with this, whereas it's saying that to limit your amount of time that you spend with people who lack discipline. And yeah, I think that that's a jewel. Now, it don't say to cut people off, so, because you know what I'm saying, we don't need to cut people off. People cut themselves off. But yeah, I totally agree with just limiting the amount of time you spend with people that are less disciplined. You know, I wish I could be a little self-disciplined tribe or whatever, you know. But I think that people are out there. Yeah. All right, well, that's going to be it for today. I hope that this was helpful. As always, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos, and I will chat with you soon. Thank you so much. Bye.